Welcome. We are here live at CallMeNakomi. CallMeNakomi is not here today, but we are going to continue with the Night of the Seven Kingdoms, Season 1, Episode 5. They call it In the Name of the Mother. Oh, my goodness. I'm joined here today by our other brother, with the same mother, Jessie JueJams. How you doing, sir?
I'm all right. Thanks for having me. I'm proud
Thank
to
you.
be here, stepping in for my baby sister. Well, she's doing great things on YouTube and her streaming platform. She wasn't able to be here today. She's on vacation, but she asked me to help my brother host the show today. So I'm here, willing and able, and glad
Hey,
to do it.
man. Hey, glad to have you, my brother. Glad to have you. You know, how's everything going on your side of town?
Everything's going good. Everything's going good.
All right. If you didn't
No
know, we all
complaints.
based out of Georgia, holding it down out here in the great GA. You know, everything's been cool. Today's President's Day. As we recap the episode from last night.
Yes.
How's everything on your side?
Hold on, wait.
Hey,
Everything is
hey.
fine on my side. Everything's fine on my side.
All right, bro. Well, we're gonna jump right into it, man. This was episode 5. I believe that they're gonna do only 6 episodes per season because as you know, for some of our favorite episodes in Game of Thrones, the episode before the finale was always the most action packed.
Yes.
i.e. the Red Wedding. What else?
Battle of the Bastards.
All of the bastards.
The other trial of 7, the other trial of combats. You know, it always ended with something climactic, and then the next episode was always something not as dramatic, but there was always a battle. That second to last episode.
Yeah, man, massive, man. So this for sure stayed within the same realms of Game of Thrones, man. It's this is why we love the show so much, man. This is why we love the show so much. All right, so here we go. The show starts off with just for the recap, everybody understand. The young man Dunk is a young man from Flea Bottom who met a hedge knight. And if you know what a hedge knight is, not actually pertaining, he doesn't actually belong to a house. He kind of just roams around, and he follows his hedge knights and learns everything about being a knight. And the hedge knight eventually passes away, and that hedge knight name is Sir Alan of Pennytree.
He's actually a orphan. You know, no parents. He's an orphan.
Yes.
I don't know the word, like a runt, like from Flea Bottom. he's a runt for Flea Bottom, so he's just in the gutter rat. He's just run around stealing to survive. You know, because Flea Bottom is like the real ghetto. I mean, the real ghetto,
baby, the ghetto. And we're gonna get into more about
that.
He
just got to fend for himself at a young age, at a very young age.
Indeed. You know, we're gonna get more into Flea Bottom in just a minute. And so he ends up taking his master's sword and claims that he is a knight. And I say claims because it's always implied that he never actually got knighted.
Exactly.
But he claims it, and he comes up with the name, and then he runs into because actually before Sir Alan died, they were on their way to Ashmart anyway for that same tournament. So I guess after he died, he figured, hey, I'm gonna go ahead and keep the journey going.
Yep, and he basically, and you can see the evidence of him not being a knight, cause like in that last that last episode where what's his name, Phosphorine, he wanted him to knight him, and he was just so hesitant to knight him. He just knew, hey,
yo, he's like, yo,
he hesitates. Like, I would love to do it, but deep in his heart, that's how honorable he is. Deep in his heart, he knew he wouldn't be a knight if he did it. He would just be living a lie. So he just wanted to be the only one living a lie or not be truthful. So
he didn't want to. He didn't want to pull a DMX and start faking like he. Yo, pull over.
He did not want to he did not want to do that. I mean, so he just hesitated, and thank God that Baratheon was there to just, you know what, go ahead, I'll do it. You got something else to do.
And so a whole lot of things happen while he's at the tournament, and he ends up actually getting into altercation with Aerion Targaryen, which is one of Maegor's second sons. Not actually an heir or anything like that, but he's still a Targaryen, and Targaryens just, they're in power. So anyway, he couldn't touch him. He gets into altercation with him. They threaten him with death. He says, he pulls a Tyrion, I want to trial by combat. And Aerion doubles down and says, no, let's do a trial by 7. Why do you think he chose trial by 7, Jesse? Just be honest.
Because he's just straight up scared. He can't handle him because he's a big boy. He's a big boy, man.
That ass.
Three of his guards couldn't hold him down. Three of his guards couldn't hold him down, and he still was able to get a kick in when he tried to get his knife. So he's like, I don't know. He's
buddy.
A big boy. Trial by combat. And Baylor probably kind of talked him into that trial by combat. How good are you with your sword? Or, that's probably your only play is the trial by combat to prove yourself. But he was thinking way ahead of that.
But Aerion, and in the books, Aerion is well read too, so he probably read in all the histories, and because the last trial by 7, and we get ready to jump into it now. The last trial by 7 was about 100 years ago, which was with Maegor the Cruel, which was the third king of Westeros, and Maegor got into with the Faith Militant, and they demanded a trial by 7, and they had a trial by 7, which everyone died except for Maegor. So it's a very brutal event. So here we are. We're set. All the sides have picked. Both of the opponents have picked their champions. They each picked 6 champions. Mm-hmm. Of course, Aerion, his champions which was easy for him because he's a prince. Uh-huh. He had his dad. Maegor Targaryen. Then he had his older brother, actually, the drunken Daeron Targaryen. Then he had the 3 Kingsguards, Donnell of Duskendale, Willem of Wild, and Ronald Krakars. Krakar. And then he had one more, which actually came over at the very end of the episode 4.
Yeah. Stefan Phosphorine. Foss away.
The red apple, and so he jumped over to the loyalist side, and to the
Targaryen side.
To the Targaryen side,
because they got that money. They got that money. They probably promised him something, or who knows? Maybe he went to them. Maybe he had an alternate plan and went. But did we get it? Are we going ahead?
This is perfect.
Okay.
But he originally told Duncan he was going to roll with him, but
in episode 4, he pledged his sword to Duncan.
Mm-hmm.
He pledged himself. He said, "Don't worry, sir. I got your back."
And that treachery,
I'm gonna get like 3 guys. I got 3 more homies.
Yeah,
I got your back, and I got 3 more dudes to help us, son. Don't worry about it. I got you. And he left. Threw on his cape and everything. Threw on his cape and left. And said, "I got you. I'll be back."
Thank God for Egg, bro. Because if Egg didn't come through with the Humphreys and Robin, he'd have been in trouble.
Yeah.
So the scene starts with the little circle up of Dunk's team Dunk. We're gonna just say Team Dunk.
Team Dunk. They're all in a circle, Team Dunk.
Which is
I'd rather say Team Baylor. Because he was giving the play-by-play. He said, "You're gonna do this, you're gonna do that, you're gonna do this." And
Baylor was a player coach out that piece,
huh?
Baylor was a player coach. Baylor was like LeBron,
Yeah.
He was a player coach. Like, look, man, this is how we go in this thing.
Shoot, he had it all mapped out in his head already. What was going to happen? Because he has the most experience. He's been battle tested. He's an accomplished fighter. He's an accomplished tourney. He's been in how many battles has he been? I'm not as well in history as you are.
Well, the most significant is the one he hangs his hat on, and that's the one of the first Black Fire Rebellion with the red grass field. And we'll mention that again later on in the episode, in the video as well.
Where he gets to name the hammer.
When he gets to name the hammer, because his brother was the anvil, they pulled a little move to help win the fight. But of course, Brendan Bick Rivers was the main one who killed the Black Fire. So Team Dunk consists of Humphrey Hardy, the two Humphreys, which was the Battle of the Humphreys. The Humphrey Hardy's the one that broke his leg, but he said, as long as I'm up on the horse, I'm good to go.
Yeah.
Humphrey Beasley is the guy with the bees and the little yellow mustache. And
man, that mustache was on. That mustache was off the chain. When I saw that mustache, I was like, look at this. He got a big old orange mustache. Big old yellow mustache. I was like, that's crazy. That was was that Beasley or was that Hardy?
You're a little frozen. I'm gonna remove you and put you back in, bro.
Wait. Let me go back. Cause I changed the screen.
All right, there you go. I got you.
Okay.
You good.
My bad. That was so both their first names was Humphrey, but Humphrey with those yellow those 6 yellow sigils on his chain, he on his shield.
Yep.
He's on the orange mustache.
Because he loved the bees. And then of course is the Laughing Storm, Lionel Baratheon. And the guy that Egg met in the woods, Robin Risley.
Uh-huh.
The one mad boy, the crazy dude.
Uh-huh.
Missing an eye, which is that they had the cool one eye. Help me, son. What's the purpose of the male over the eye if he has no eye? Help me with that. I'm trying to.
I know, but somehow, but still, there's still dangers. There's still dangers. That's why, like in the show, A Knight's Tale, they give an example in A Knight's Tale. I don't know if you ever saw that movie with Keith Ledger, where they said sometimes you want to keep your eye on the person at the same time, but sometimes you want to take your eye off just at the last minute because you might get hit in the face with the lance. And that's what happened to him. So the lance broke off and hit him right in the eye, and a piece of the lance broke off in his eye. So it's a chance you take. It's all a gamble.
And then, of course, the newly knighted Raymond Fossaway, who got knighted by Lionel at the end of episode 4, rounded off to 7. And then, of course, Baylor gives his prep talk. Now, here's a little joint that could be kind of significant. Baylor is giving the pep talk, telling them, who we all gonna line up on. You take so and so. You take so and so. I'm gonna take care of the King's Guard. All 3 of them, mind you. All 3 of them. And he says it because they can't hit me back.
He said it like it was nothing, bro. He said, I got them 3. You just you 6 worry about the other 4. I'll take them 3. You 6 worry about the other 4. I'm good.
Yeah. Because I'm the big dog out here. I'm the big dog.
He was like, I got this. I'm gonna take them 3, you take the other 4.
So then after the pep talk, Dunk puts on his helmet made by the blacksmith steel plate, and and then they get rolling. So now one thing about the steel plate helmet, remember he said that the helmet had to be well made for real and not with all that decorative foolishness. And he put on his helmet that was solid, with exception of the little visor area.
Little small visor. That was a nice helmet. That was a real good practical helmet. Strong, built, sleek, small little visor. That's all you need. All you need to see your opponent, just to squint and just see your opponent. That's all you want to get a good glimpse. That was a good made helmet.
Yep. And then it cuts right to it cuts right to Arion with his decorative looking like the dragon, because he believes he's the dragon or what have you, showing his helmet. And then later on in the episode, you're gonna find out why Balar's helmet was not that great.
Right. His braid, because it was too decorative. If it later on you'll find out it wasn't all that strong.
That's right. So the horn blows and they charge and
but hold on, wait! Don't forget about that part where he's giving the pep talk. Oh. They're getting ready to fight, and then shoot them. What's they say about them two? He called them greenhorns or
Raymond and Dunk throws up.
They're throwing up like kids. They don't know what's happening. They're nervous as hell. Son.
Stomach is in knots. Like because Raymond. Up to this very point, Raymond was just a squire.
Yeah,
Dunk was a squire. These are two squires. He's sitting up in there like, let's do it. Because remember, Lionel, he didn't really have to do nothing. He got into it because that's what he does.
He hyped.
Like, there's a fight. I'm down.
I'm down. This is more glory for me. More glory. More glory. More build my name up even more. But then they're like, shoot, this is about to go down.
We're getting in it. We're about to get in it.
They're coming for our heads. Because like in the last episode, what's his name? Fonse was telling him, you need to run. He said, run.
Don't get out of it.
You need to run. He said, if I run, they're gonna kill me. They're gonna kill you anyway.
So that goes back to the lowborn and the the class system. The lowborn is like, look, man, it's not gonna go well. It is not gonna go well. So anyway, so the horn blows and they get ready to get started. And this is why I really like the fact that they could save the money on the dragons and spend the money in the cinematography, because that camera angle was off the chain.
Man, tell me about it.
Look through the helmet.
The cinematography was off the chain. The cinematography was good. It followed behind him. It's like the camera went through his bones. It went through the back of his head, through his eyes, through the visor. You felt like you was charging in yourself.
But wait a minute. Back up. How about the horn blows? And Doug is sitting there like, what the hell?
He said, this really happened. He lost his nerve.
The old man slapped the horse. The horse still ain't moving. So thankfully, Egg trained that horse and spent that time on the horse, because he used his screeching voice to tell that horse to get rolling. Mm-hmm. And the horse took off on his own.
But you got to remember, that's a war house. That horse is kind of like, he was already trained to do certain things. He's a war horse, so he's kind of trained to do certain things already.
Mm-hmm. So he goes in, the camera follows him straight into the helm, straight to the POV, and we're watching this thing, and they're going, they're charging, and they hit each other, and Arion just knocks him off the horse right away, right off the jump.
First blow.
What a blow.
He on his back.
Broke the lance, shattered into his side. Dunk gets stabbed, takes his first wound. He falls to the ground, right? So he's down.
That shows the inexperience he has. That shows the inexperience he has with with everything. His inexperience with fighting, his inexperience with jousting. So shoot, he didn't. First blow, first hit, he gets wounded and dehorsed, and
right off the top,
and break his shield
right off the top.
Right off the bat. Right. The first 10 seconds of the fight.
And mind you, everybody else is going 2-3 times. This dude is going off the first run. So Humphrey Harding is knocked off his horse by one of the King's Guard. You know, they show that shot, and then they show Arion coming back. He grabs his Morning Star or mace, what they call it, and then he comes and knocks him again. And knocks him again into the mud, you know. But man,
Cole knocks him out.
Knocks him out.
And that's when he he goes into a flashback. His life started flashing before his eyes. His life flashes before his eyes.
Oh my God.
And we see that for like 20 minutes. He wakes up.
That was just the beginning. It just got started.
Already he sees his life flashing before his eyes. That was crazy.
Holy moly, guacamole.
Wow. Just Cole knocks him out.
So now we go to the flashback. And you can always notice the flashbacks because they'll like gray out the corners and you'll kind of see it a little blurry. So you could tell he's in a flashback, but you could tell, the story's about Dunk. So it starts out with a young Dunk. He's rummaging a battlefield basically. And he's taking off horseshoes off of horses to try to resell, and that just goes to the ghetto life.
Yeah.
Grab whatever they can.
Yeah. Seize the opportunity. They see an opportunity to make some money. Hey, that battle was full of dead people, dead horses, coins, whatever. They probably, who knows was there before them? They're probably, remember, they're like 10, 11. So there are probably other people before them. So they're getting the scraps.
The scraps.
They're getting the scraps of the scraps because, they got their mask on. People are dead. They're smelling, stink, and everything. So
now this battle wasn't the actual. Of course, it was 13 years ago before the show. This show in particular, and the battle is right after the Red Grass Field, where the Blackfire Rebellion was finished. So that battle was probably just one of the side battles. As you can see in the man that was laying on the ground, he was he had the little towers on his chest, which meant he was one of House Frey. So for those that don't know, so when the Blackfire Rebellion happened, people had to choose sides, and the Lannisters, of course, went with the rich Targaryens, and the House Frey was a lesser house, and they went with the Blackfires.
I saw a couple flags there. That was for Lannister too. There's a Lannister there with the red flag with the lion.
Yep.
I'm not sure if the tower meant Frey.
Yeah.
Was it? Yeah.
But it definitely was one of the rebels.
Yeah.
So the man is dying. He's dying on the horse. And this is when we first meet his friend, Rafe. In the books, he talks about his 3 friends, which is Rafe, another one named Farrett, and another one named Pudding. So those are three people he talked about. So Rafe was definitely one of them. So most of these occurrences don't really happen in the book. It's just little things that he has mentioned throughout the 3 books. And they kind of get a good foundation to kind of create a good story in the show, which I thought really worked out really well.
And that guy wasn't he wasn't dying. It's like he was maybe unconscious and maybe he accidentally woke him up, or like he came to and saw him rummaging over at him. So he was like, yo, what is going on? He's like, this guy scared him. He was still alive. He's like, you still alive? It's been like maybe probably days. Because if the bodies are starting to stink, he's been sitting there under that horse trapped for days.
Calling for his mama.
Yeah, calling for his mama.
You know, so I like how Dunk, even at a young age, he still shows chivalry, and he wanted to put him out of his misery, you know, by pulling a old school strangulation thing to try to put him out of his misery. And
what he knew about that, I'm like, where he even came up with the gauze to even try to kill him, snuff him out. That was funny to me. I was like, he trying to snuff him out, strangle him.
Man. And so Rafe asked him to, why don't you say some words? And Dunk, it goes back to the previous episode where Dunk said, I don't know the words,
Right.
Kind of almost like said Gregor Clegane.
Yeah.
He said, I don't know the words, but
yeah, when he was burying the father and the daughter that he left for dead after he robbed them, and they didn't survive the winter. And he felt bad, and he had to bury them.
Now, here's one thing I found significant is how, Rafe was saying, listen, we need to say the words so, rich people can go to heaven and not have to go to hell with us. That shit is crazy, son.
That's crazy. She like, we all going to hell. Ain't nobody going to heaven.
Like,
so all rich people is going to heaven, and all poor people like us is going to hell.
That tell you, boy, life in the ghetto, man, is brutal. It was brutal. So then they take what they can, even try to take some of his teeth so they can sell it for coppers. And then they're wandering down the road, and then they end up, ducking behind one of the
hedges or the mounds in a ditch.
Right, down into a ditch. And I'm trying to think of the name of the house of the guy that was traveling, Stokeworth, and that's the goat inside of a goblet. We heard them mention Stokeworth because Bronn, back in the Game of Thrones, Bronn said, I'm going to be married to Lois Stokeworth.
Oh, yep.
Yes.
He's going to be a lord, Bronn.
Yeah. So you can marry Lois Stokeworth. But anyway.
But real quick, but how about when they try to, in the end, they try to save him and try to pull him out from under the horse and end up killing him. He's
calling for his mother. Well, what the mother gonna do? Pull him out from under the horse? We could get about it.
End up killing him anyway.
So they actually talk a little bit about their friends on the walk back, and as Rafe talks about, the one of the friends put in who killed somebody in the past, and then that person came back and damn near burnt down the whole flea bottom trying to kill him. And she says the famous lines, nobody forgets shit. Everybody, you hurt somebody, they coming back to hurt you, right. Which is all the Game of Thrones. The entire thing of Game of Thrones was people just always taking care of old vendettas, not letting nothing go.
Nope.
Showing that the Starks are not the only one who remembers.
Yep. They pay back their debts.
Mm-hmm. So then they get to Flea Bottom, and you can see his rats crawling all over dead bodies, and people are just carrying on about their business because they're just used to being in the slums.
That was like worse than the slums.
Worse than the slums. That was horrific, yo. And it was darker. It almost looked like it reminded me of Deja Vu. It reminded me of Tyrion and Varys walking through Volantis.
Okay.
Remember they were walking through Volantis on the way to Marine?
Yeah.
And they were walking down that tunnel in Volantis with all the slave owners and the slaves.
Yeah.
It almost looks something like that, So they rolling through, and then they bump into one of the City Watch guys who had lost a hand. He tries to kind of take their silver or whatever, and I think somebody distracted him, and they get away. But when they get away, Rafe steals his ale skin.
sticky fingers, man. I mean, there was no reason to steal it. There was no reason whatsoever to provoke this man. She just like was. I don't give a F.
like Rocket stealing the batteries in
No reason why.
Why'd you steal the batteries, Rocket?
I don't know. They were there. They were there. I couldn't help myself. You know, it's like
Guardians of the Galaxy.
He's a kleptomaniac. It's like she was a kleptomaniac. She just took it just to take it.
Just to take it. And then threw the shit away.
It. Didn't care who she pissed off. He's like, I'm gonna just take it. I'm gonna do whatever.
So they sell the horseshoes, and then they and then that's why how you know that one of the guy that was dead was one of the rebels, because they wouldn't take some of his mail that they tried to sell him. He was like, I ain't taking no rebel stuff. Take this thing out of here. You know what I mean? So they move on. They do get two silvers, which is big. I thought that was huge. They got 2 silvers. They need to go back to that graveyard and get some more.
And get to work.
Man, you got 2 silvers for a bag of horseshoes?
Yeah.
That's massive. So they go, and so ultimately, you know, on the road, they start talking about Rafe's plan of going to the free cities. And Dunk is like, you know, which is kind of like how people are in the hood. You know, people in the ghettos, they just really don't think life could be any better for them. Yeah. They know life is better, but it can't get no better for them.
So he actually institutionalized.
The ghettos could be a damn near institution. Make people think this is as good as it's going to be.
This is as good as it's going to get.
And he said, what if my mother comes back for me? She said, your mother?
You going to stay here and wait? What? You going to stay away from? You ain't see her in 10 years. She ain't coming back.
Oh, my goodness. So they go to try to book passage to the free cities and find out that everybody's trying to get out of King's Landing, and they don't raise the price, which is double. I thought Dunk was going to be like, Rafe, well, you take the 2 and you go ahead and go. I'm going to stay. But they ended up being true friends and coming back together. And, then they have the little semi-romantic scene between 2 kids talking about they love each other.
Yeah. I think it's more like family, loving family.
Right. I like that. Okay. Good. He was like, just stay here with me. You're my family. And so they venture back out. And they fight. They get turned down and told that they don't have enough money, and they bump back into the same gold coat, Mr. One Hand himself.
That's how much of a small little slum it is. It's a big slum. Part that they hang out is small. They ain't going nowhere. They're gonna bump into the same people all the time.
Crazy, and so they tussle a little bit. Whatever, he tries to steal his stuff again. He pulls a knife, they get away, and Rafe, sticky fingers again, steals his knife.
Don't learn her lesson. Don't learn her lesson.
So the first time she stole the ale skin, so he was like, he wanted it, but whatever. But when she took the knife, he was like, no, hell no.
She definitely got to did it. She asked for that one. That was just like, I gotta teach her a lesson now.
Yeah, she got to go.
She got to go.
It's the principalities behind this one, son. It's the principalities. He finds them, and then he ultimately ends up slitting Rafe's throat right in front of Dunk. Right. And, back then Dunk was, still just a kid. So he's looking at this knight and he's like, what can he do? But grab his friend and hold his friend. And here comes the namesake of the show. In the name of the mother, let that boy go. Leave that boy be.
Alan Pennyworth.
So Alan Pennyworth, drunk as hell, falls out of some little brothel.
Wait. Is that Pennyworth or Penny Tree?
Penny Trees. So Alan the Penny Tree.
Alan the Penny Tree.
Jumps out and knocks him down and goes into an epic battle in flea bottom between him and was it 3 gold cloaks he was fighting?
It was just a 2.
It was 2.
It was just a 2.
And he ends up beheading one. Head falls into the pig pen.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if you ever seen Deadwood, where they used to feed the dead bodies to the pigs. But yeah.
When I saw that, I was thinking about Snitch. Snitch with Brad Pitt, and it's an old show, like an old movie where this guy would feed dead people to his pigs, get rid of the bones and everything.
Wow, that's the same kind. So I guess that has to be pretty common back then.
Yeah,
that has to be pretty common because they did that in a lot of shows. So
how about after he beheads him, then throws up
and keeps fighting?
He's fighting straight drunk. He's fighting straight drunk. He's drunk, swinging a sword. Drunk stumbles, catches his footing, swings his sword again, remembers how to throws up, then goes back into a melee.
So
that's incredible.
So Alan bests him and uses the same knife to stab him in the throat to finish him off. And I don't even think he said a word to Dunk. Did he even say anything to Dunk?
No.
He just turned to the left. My duty is done. He goes. Dunk then sees him as a hero and then proceeds to follow this guy.
He didn't follow him yet, though. He just was still wooing over his friend.
That's right.
He's wooing over his friend. It's like it wasn't until like maybe the next day.
So the next morning he sees Sir Alan leaving. He's like, what else do I have here? You know what I'm saying? This guy's honorable dude. I want to be a knight. And he just follows this guy. And I guess that goes back to how Dunk saw Egg. You know, here is a young man, Egg, who follows me, you know, even though I tell him to leave me alone, he's still behind me. Because I know Sir Alan sees this little young boy walking behind him the whole time for days.
Yeah.
For days.
Knows, man? Maybe he did, maybe he didn't. He just seemed like he was drunk the whole time.
Every night he's in the drunken stupor, talking and speaking in tongues.
Speaking in Dothraki.
That's what it sounded like with Dothraki.
I didn't even know that language. He was speaking in the Dothraki language. Like, how does this guy is like very worldly person. So who knows his whole backstory is I would like to know his whole backstory because he was speaking in a whole different language, a foreign language.
So one of the things that is implied is that he turns into a drunk after he loses his squire, because they fought in the Red Grass Field during the first Blackfire Rebellion, and his squire was killed in the Blackfire Rebellion at the Red Grass Field, and so because of that, they say that kind of tore him up pretty bad, and that's kind of what made him decide to finally, you know, take in Dunk, you know, because he needed a squire.
Right.
Yep. So
he needed a squire.
He sees Dunk collapse. He sees him fall, and then he goes back and he says the famous words, "Get up,
get up." Yep. But how about he needs somebody? But how about he's so drunk all the time he wakes up. He wakes up. He falls asleep on his knife. he bleeding because he falling asleep on his knife. He can't take care of himself anymore.
This is a freckle neck of foolishness. Where the hell's my squire?
He needs somebody to take care of him. There's nobody to take care of him.
I give you a squire.
He falls asleep drunk every night, don't know what's going on. He wake up the next day, he lose a limb, he might lose a finger. Wake up in the middle of the night, he needs somebody.
Yo, unbelievable, bro.
How about Dunk walking around with a wound in his leg? Probably got infection.
Yeah.
Get it stitched up. Yeah, that boy's strong. That's a strong. He a thug. He a thug from Flea Bottom, walking for miles, bleeding, infection, everything, limping. Shoot.
Yep. So he finally collapses. The guy gives him the famous words to get up, and we are back to the fighting, baby. Back to the melee. In the point of view, which is super duper dope. This fight was damn near Battle of the Bastards level, if you ask me, yo.
Mm-hmm.
But even more so to me because it was so realistic. Like, it wasn't like, Jon Snow, he just making it through a whole shower of arrows, nothing touches him.
Yeah.
Horses going all over the place. He's rolling around. He ain't got a helmet on, number one.
Yeah.
He's just killing it, So Aaron, he comes to, and then he sees Aaron's mace coming down and knocks him, and he finds a way to get up, and he gets knocked right back down by his dad, Magar, which tells you that Magar's keeping a close eye on his son throughout this.
Right.
So Magar then gets unhorsed by his brother, Balar.
Yeah.
And so now the two of them are now off their horses. I think the only people they might have been like 2 or 3 people still on the horse. Like, I think Lionel might have still been on this horse, and some of the Kingsguard may still be on the horse. Because I think the Humphreys got killed early.
I think Lionel got dehorsed too, because there's a scene there where he was fighting with somebody and one of his horns got broken off or something like that.
Yes, that's correct. That's correct. And the Humphrey that had the broken leg, he got the horse early. So he was out the game early.
Yeah. I think didn't both the Humphreys die?
Both the Humphreys died.
Both the Humphreys died.
So then Arian and Dunk are now in the mud, which is what Dunk is best at. He's not trained well on lance, sword, all of that, because, he was, all he know about fighting was from Flea Bottom and whatever Sir Arlen taught him while they was, at the campfires or whatever. So they're in the mud. Dunk gets on top. Excuse me.
Going blow for blow, hit for hit, swing for swing.
Dunk had to get stabbed at least 6 or 7 times, bro.
Arian was kicking his ass. He lucky. He was getting some good blows there. Arian was beating him.
Now you know why chainmail is so important.
Arian was beating him.
So Dunk gets on top. Arian gets on top, and then and stabs him again. With the he tries to stab him in the head, and he catches it, and he gets stabbed through the hand. Almost like Rick Grimes, baby. Rick Grimes is in the trash with the garbage people. and then
he stabs him in the stomach again.
Well, he gets saved after he gets stabbed in the hand.
Right.
By Raymond, who knocks Arian off of him. And then the King Guard loses a lance by Sir Robin, and then they're going back and forth. Darion then knocks him. He finally pulled the knife out of his hand. Darion, who's still in the game, I thought Darion was going to go down early. He knocks Dunk down. And and then they're back on the floor again. But now he's up, and him and Arion are going back and forth. And there was the scene, that's what I'm talking about chainmail. Yeah. Arion stabs him in the back, but the chainmail holds it. So he actually falls forward, and he's able to get Sir Arlen's sword back, and then they start to fight. So he stabbed in the chainmail. He gets stabbed over and over. Arion throws his sword and sticks him in the leg. This thing is epic, yo.
Yo, it was an epic battle.
Epic.
Back forth. Arian was a bad fighter. He was a bad fighter.
Yes.
He was no joke. He was not somebody to be reckoned with. He was quick, fast, skilled. He threw that sword like without even looking.
Backwards. Backwards.
and landed. And landed and hit deep. Landed deep.
I'm telling you. And so stabs him then he tries to stab him in the helm. And right then I thought Dunk lost an eye, but I was like, I don't remember Dunk losing an eye. You know?
No, it looked like he did.
Because the blood
Because the eye was already damaged. The eye was already damaged.
And he goes.
His face was already damaged from the lens that broke in it.
And back to the blacksmith's Steely Pate, he told him he gonna make him a really good helmet. That sword couldn't get all the way through.
Nope.
So that was a good helmet, man.
That was a good helmet.
Blood is flashing. Dunk rips off the helmet. You know, and then he starts to, you know, swing back and forth. He backs him up against a little statue. They're going back and forth and ends up stabbing Arion in the thigh, aka most people thought it was the groin, you know. But Aaron has children later, so it obviously did not catch his groin.
Mm-hmm.
So he gets him on the ground. His dad tries to help him, and he's stopped by his brother and Lionel, who wants to keep that thing fair. Let him fight. Let him fight, baby. I love it. He's like, my son. No, not my son. No.
Yo, I remember what's his name is a giant. He's a giant.
He did not want his son to fight this dude.
He's a beast. So Duncan is tall, man. Like at least 7 feet tall.
But so then Dunk finally knocks him down. You know, but then he can't finish the drill. So Dunk collapses and falls and just passes out. Now, remember, he done got stabbed 6 or 7 times. He's bleeding from all angles.
Yeah.
He's
blow
bleeding
to the head, eyes swollen, head's probably swollen, ears ringing, a blow to the head. He about to pass out again.
Passes out. Egg starts screaming his name. Everybody's screaming his name because everybody, like I said, like we talked about in the previous videos, this is 12 years after the Black Fire Rebellion, right? And like Rafe said, nobody forgets. It's never over, right? So the Targaryens are really trying to make peace and stuff like that and trying to show their dominance. And they don't have any dragons anymore either.
Right.
So they really have to kind of keep the fear or keep the threat of we are the Targaryens thing alive. That's probably why the Hand of the King was actually at this tournament anyway. Because the king at the time was Darion II, and he sent them out to these different events to show that they are still there and to build relationships and to build back up trust in the Targaryens because they don't have dragons. All they got is the fact that they're in power at the time, you know. So here goes all these people are now rooting for Dunk, beating on the Targaryen. And so Dunk gets back up, and it's over. It's a wrap after that. Dunk gets back up.
He hears Duncan tell him, get up. Everybody tell him to get up, and he finally hears it.
And he gets up again to do the flashback to Arion, to Sir Alan. Arion swings a couple of times. Dunk gets back on top of him and then gets that shield, rips it off his hand, and starts smashing his face. Deja vu. What scene? What did you see to see? Who's smashing the face with a shield?
I think Tyrion was smashing somebody's face when he was the capture of Lady Tully, Lady Catelyn. Yeah. Yes,
Catherine Stark.
Yep.
Fighting with the Hill Tribes.
Fighting with the Hill Tribes. No, it wasn't the Hill Tribe. It was was it the Hill Tribes?
Yes. That's when the Hill Tribes ambushed them while they were on their way to Lavelle.
Yeah.
But he doesn't kill him. He knocks him till he opens up his helmet and finally.
And that's when he meets Bronn.
Yep. That's when Tyrion meets Bronn. So Dunk doesn't kill him. He's smashing him till he gets the helmet off. And then he starts to give him some serious fists. And like they say, some belt to ass, boy.
Some serious fists.
Yo, big up to Cardi B for putting that back in the lingo. belt to ass. Duncan whipped that dude's ass.
So putting a pounder on him, that heavy hand with the male, face to face, fist contact. Boom!
This is Flea Bottom, baby. We in Flea Bottom.
Boom! So putting a beating on him.
Arian, you know,
he probably never had a beat like that before in his life.
I healed. Duncan's looking around. He's like, everybody's still fighting. Oh, no, hell no. Get up and yield so everybody can hear your ass yield.
Because he realized that this is not going to stop.
And so he
this
pulls
is not
him
going
up
to stop until you make it stop.
He takes him in front of the Lord of Ashmart and the Queen and everybody else and Egg. And he holds him and it comes straight from the books. And he says, I withdraw my claim.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
My accusation. It was accusations?
Accusations.
I withdraw the accusations.
Yes.
I bet you do. I bet you do. So, but during that time, okay, before he pulled him over there to say that, during that time, like I said, he was yielding, but he was saying it so low, nobody else stopped fighting. So everybody's still fighting, and
nobody
they show flash.
Everybody was still fighting.
People still fighting. And then you see the fatal blow that Magar does to his own brother with the mace. And I can see how that was an accident because he's fighting two people actually because Baylor's hitting him. And
it was a melee at this time. It's a battle royale.
Battle royale.
It was a battle royale. WWF battle royale. All out brawl.
All out brawl.
So, bro, you don't know who at this point you can't pinpoint nobody. You don't know who anybody is. Everybody's in the mud. Everybody looks the same. Everybody looks the same. Anybody come in, we gonna get it. At this point, you look like you're coming at me. You're gonna get it. I'm dropping you.
So he gets him to withdraw his accusations. They blow the horn, and then then he drops, and then I think it was Steel Pate and was it Raymond that helped him up and took him out to the side. And in true Dunk fashion, the first thing he says is, "Everybody else okay?"
Right.
He wants to know who's alive. And then in comes the heir to the Iron Throne, the hand of the king, Baylor Breakspear Targaryen.
Mm-hmm. And real quick, that goes back to where everybody in a fight like that, everybody's wearing armor and helmets and everything. That's why that's so different from like say the Battle of the Bastards, where everybody don't have on armor. So you can't really fight an epic battle like that. You can't fight and be successful with all that armor on. You got to be free to move around.
That's right.
But you got to be you got to be quick, fast, and the armor is gonna hold you back. You just got to have steel mail, like steel clothing to help shield you in a shield. But other than that, that's why all that shield and armor and helmets is needing in jousting and fighting like that.
Indeed. So then he tells him, look, you did well. And he's hurt. This dude is stabbed up 6 or 7 times once again.
Can't see one eye.
Drops down to a knee. He's like, this is my shot, baby. Only got one shot.
Yeah.
I'm in front of the hand. I just won. Boom. Lord. Please. I am here. I am your humble servant.
I'm your man.
I'm your man.
I'm your man. If you ever need me, I am your man.
And he shot his shot. It's
almost like a resume or like a job title or like an interview. It's almost like an interview.
Yep.
To make himself to be part of a house. Because he know how hard he had it as a hedge knight. A hedge knight is not really the move, man, unless you're really good. If he could get with a house, that would hire him,
Mm-hmm.
he'd be set for life.
And that's what he told Egg in the previous episode. He's like, maybe I can become a lord, become a knight at a famous house like the Targaryens.
Yeah.
He said that. So, he said, yo, definitely need good men in my service and the 7 kingdoms, but he couldn't get it out because then it all started come back to him. And now all the adrenaline started slowing down.
And that's kind of like the crabber. The crabber, because he's like, how can a crabber become such a famous a famous knight of a house, and he's just a crabber? Maybe I'll have a chance to be the same.
Yeah,
but everything goes down, and Baylor starts talking, and
you can tell he's clearly hurt.
Yeah,
he's talking woozy, and then the Fossaway and the Pete then help him and get his helmet off. And then they see the fatal joint, man.
The hole inside of someone's head. The back of his head had a big old hole inside of it. A big old hole inside of it. He just like, help me take this helmet off. They take the helmet off, and it's a big, gigantic hole in the back of his head. His Julian, you there?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah. So you see the fatal blow, man. The hole in the back of his house. Wonder how long it's going to take to show it.
Yeah.
He turns around, and that's it.
That was something to see, man. Brains is oozing out. That helmet was keeping him alive.
Technically.
Yeah.
Oh. Uhtred, son of Uhtred, the last kingdom. Deja vu.
I don't remember. What was it?
Lord Ethelred from not Wessex, Mercia.
I don't remember the episode.
Well, he got into a fight. He fell back and busted his head open, but continued to fight. But when the fight was over, they realized that he had injured the back of his head, and he ended up dying. Yep. But anyway, and he died. He falls into Dunk's arms. Dunk starts to bawl and cry, and of course, Egg is like, no, oh my God, I wanted my brother dead, but this is not what I was talking about.
Anybody else dead except for him.
Mm-hmm.
He's the only one that he respected in his family. Oh, I don't know if that's the only one that he respected, but he highly respected his uncle.
And that goes back to the dream that his older brother Darion had.
Yeah.
He said, I've dreamt of you. You ended up killing a dragon, and the dragon laid down with his wings on top of you. Remember that?
Yep.
And that's exactly what happened. It wasn't the actual dragon that Eggwood wanted, but it was a dragon nonetheless.
Yep. And Arion still lived through all of that.
Yep. So I'm assuming the episode concludes there, and I'm assuming the next episode is going to be all the fallout of that. Of course, Dunk probably going to get pardoned, and they're going to have to deal with the fact of the heir to the Iron Throne just died
by the hand of his own mother. Yep,
over some puppet girl.
By the hand of his brother.
At the hand of his own brother. And then Magar got to live with that.
He got to live with that.
He got to live with that, man. It's insane. It's crazy. This episode was on fire. I love it. I love what they're doing. This is going to be an epic series, man. Epic
it was a great episode. I would love to have seen more. I would love to have seen more of the everybody else fighting, but I was satisfied with just Dunk and Arion.
Indeed.
I was satisfied with just Dunk and Arion.
Mm-hmm.
But that was a great episode, man. Great episode.
So we'll be here throughout the definitely next week to see the conclusion. I'm assuming that's going to be the season finale, and just have to wait till season 2 comes around, and hopefully they'll, pull the trigger and finish up House of the Dragons, because I can't wait to see that either. But I guess.
Yeah. Oh man, and we didn't even say it. Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Oh,
and
please like, subscribe, and share the channel.
Share the channel. Like and subscribe if you like what's going on. Like and subscribe. Share the channel. And Felicia, we CallMeNakomi. She'll be back next week, and maybe with some more guests.
That's right. That's right. So this is CallMeNakomi on the Dunkin' Egg Review. Just,
Knights of the Seven Kingdom, episode 5.
Seven Kingdoms, season 1, episode 5, In the Name of the Mother.
Yep. Next week, episode 6, baby.
Episode 6, the final review. All right. Signing off. This is JueJams. Jessie, the outlaw Jessie James. Thank you again for coming out.
Road dog Jessie James. And I like your background, man, with the light. Every time you sit back, it's like the light is just like falling right off your the light is like right off your left shoulder there, your right shoulder. Man, that's awesome background. Every time you lean back, it's like the light is falling right. Look at that, the light is falling right there.
Appreciate it. That's a CallMeNakomi special right there, baby.
Okay.
All right, man. Love y'all. Peace. And until next week, winter is coming, baby.
It is coming. All right.